Welcome to GoGo's Library. Number 20, Raticate. Raticate, the mouse Pokemon, is a normal Pokemon introduced in Generation 1. It has a gender ratio of 50% male and 50% female. It stands 2 feet 4 inches or zero point 0.7 meters tall and weighs 40.8 pounds or 18.5 kilograms. When battled, it yields 2 Speed EV. It evolves from Rattata starting at level 20. In Alola, Raticate has a dual type dark normal regional form, Alolan Raticate. It evolves from Alolan Rattata when leveled up at night starting at level 20. Biology. Raticate is a rodent-like Pokemon. Although it is often depicted on its hind legs, it is a quadruped. It is a primarily a tawny color with a cream underside. It has narrow black eyes, ears with ragged edges, and dark insides and large incisors that grow constantly. There are 3 whiskers on each side of its face. It has short arms with 3 fingered hands and webbed feet with 3 toes. Its tail is long and scaly. Females have shorter whiskers. Raticate uses whiskers to maintain balance, so it slows down if they're cut off. It does not like having its whiskers touched, so it will bite people who would do regardless of how friendly they are, and it may even bite off someone's hand if provoked enough. Its feet webbing act as flippers, allowing it to swim in rivers and even oceans to hunt for food. If attacked, Raticate stands up on its hind legs, bares its fangs, and shrieks to intimidate its enemy. Like Rattata, its teeth are strong enough to gnaw through steel and constantly grow, so it often needs to gnaw on something like rocks and logs to pare them down. It may even chew on walls of houses, and is capable of chewing through cinder blocks and toppling concrete buildings. It typically lives in plains and savannas. As shown in Pokemon Sleep, Raticate is known to sleep with a log in its teeth, gnawing at it in the process. Even asleep, it grinds its teeth to trim them, but it may end up sometimes gnawing on trees if this isn't sufficient. Raticate has a regional form, a lowland Raticate. In the Alola region, Raticate has mostly black fur with a brown, leaf shaped patch on its belly and brown insides in its ears. Its hands, feet, cheeks, and tail are all a whitish cream color, and its hands are much smaller. It has large, puffy cheeks with 4 whiskers under its chin and 2 sprouting sideways from the top of each cheek. Its large incisors are still visible, but its eyes are now red. Raticate and Rattata are not native to Alola and have been brought to the region via cargo ships. Their populations grew drastically until young goose and gumshoes were imported as a control measure. It is also said that Raticate swarmed to Alola to escape its enemies. Alolan Raticate is heavier and darker than its Cantonian counterpart due to its urban environment and higher calorie diet. Its preferred kind of food is fresh fruits and high class ingredients, so restaurants earn a good reputation by making use of its taste buds and having it try different dishes and select the right ingredients while shopping. It uses its nest as a food stockpile and generally prefers to have the Alolan Rattata it commands go out and forage for food while it remains in its nest and eats. Each Alolan Raticate has its own territory, and disputes between them over food and feeding grounds happen frequently. It and Alolan Rattata are Gumshoe's favorite prey, but as they are active at different times of the day, they rarely encounter each other. A special Alolan Raticate and Alola acts as the totem Pokemon for the Lima's trial in Verdant Cavern. This Raticate possesses Z power, an energy that originates from ultra wormholes, and takes the form of a golden, flaring aura. The reward for defeating Totem Raticate and completing the trial is a Normalium Z. Anime appearances. Ash's Raticate. Raticate made its debut in Battle aboard the St. Anne, under the ownership of Gentleman. On the St. Anne, Ash Ketchum traded his Butterfree for the Raticate, having become impressed by its strength. However, he traded it back in the same episode as the boat was still sinking. In the Breeding Center Secret, Cassidy's Raticate briefly served in her and Butch's motto, fulfilling the same role that Meowth serves in Jesse and James' motto. It reappeared in the Future Hunters and the Old Berate and Switch. In What I Did for Love, Molly uses Raticate during the appeals round of the Gardenia Town Pokemon contest, and his performance allowed her to move up to the next round. In a team-on-team tussle, multiple Alolan Ally Raticate and a Totem Raticate protect a Darkinium Z from Team Rocket. In turning heads and training hard, a Team Skull's Grunt Raticate was quickly defeated by Lima and his Eevee. In League Offenders and Defenders, Raticate was defended by Gladion's Lycanroc in a Battle Royal 151. He competed in the Manila Conference only to be defeated by Lima's Eevee again. And not caving under pressure, an Alolan Raticate ran away from a Tyranitar at Mount Lacanila. In the Flame Pokemon-a-thon, multiple Raticate were at the Laramie Ranch. One was later seen among the Pokemon participating in the Big P Pokemon race. In Dreams Are Made of These, Raticate and a trio of Rattata were attacked by a Persian and a trio of Meowth. Trivia. Prior to Generation 6, Raticate and Rattata were the only Pokemon capable of learning the moves Hyper Fang and Super Fang. Raticate's catch rate was 90 in Generation 1 and 2, then was changed to 127 in Generation 3. Raticate is the only Pokemon that shares its natural Pokedex number with the level at which it evolves from its pre-evolved form, although this is likely a coincidence. Raticate and Rattata both share their category with Pikachu, Raichu, Sandshrew, Sandslash, Palmy, and Palmo. They are all known as the Mouse Pokemon, though Rattata and Raticate were originally called the Rat Pokemon prior to Generation 3. Of all the Totem Pokemon that can be battled in Alola, Totem Raticate is one of the only two Totem Pokemon that is battled in only one game out of the two versions. In this case, Moon and Ultra Moon. The other is Totem Gumshoes. During the cutscene before Totem Raticate's battle, it uses Gumshoe's cry instead of its own. Alolan Raticate and Alolan Rattata are the only regional forms that cannot be transferred out of Pokemon Home into any Generation 8 or 9 game. Origin. Raticate appears to be based on a rat, with inspiration from several other types of rodents. Its webbed feet are a trait of a semi-aquatic rodent, such as a muskrat. Its scruffy ears are similar to a guinea pig. Alolan Raticate appears to be based on the black rat, brown rat, or the Polynesian rat, all of which are invasive species in Hawaii. Their attacks on sugarcane fields caused the locals to import the small Indian mongoose into Hawaii as a form of pest control, explaining the relationship between young goose and gumshoes and Rattata and Raticate. Its gluttonous behavior, ability to command groups of Rattata to steal, and hostile relationships with the detective-inspired gumshoes are reminiscent of a stereotypical crime boss. It has cheek pouches similar to chipmunks and hamsters. Raticate may be a combination of rat and to eradicate. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for listening, and be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss the next chapter of Go-Go's Library.